Welcome back to the Growth Hook, where ancient wisdom meets modern living. Today, we're diving deep into the mind of one of history's greatest philosophers, Socrates. We've got 53 powerful quotes that will challenge how you think, live, and grow. Before we jump into these life-changing quotes, let's talk about who Socrates actually was, and why his name still carries so much weight 2,400 years later. Socrates lived in ancient Athens around 470 to 399 BC. Here's what makes him fascinating. He never wrote a single book. Everything we know about him comes from his students, especially Plato. Socrates spent his days walking around Athens, asking questions, lots of questions, challenging people to think deeper about truth, virtue, and what it means to live a good life. He believed that wisdom wasn't about having all the answers. It was about asking the right questions. He was so committed to truth and virtue that he chose death over compromising his principles. The Athenian government offered him exile, but he drank hemlock poison instead, staying true to his beliefs until the very end. That's why his words matter. This wasn't just philosophy, it was how he lived and died. So let's explore what this ancient rebel can teach us about modern self-improvement. Quote 1. The unexamined life is not worth living. This is probably Socrates' most famous quote, and it hits different in our era of endless distractions. Think about it. When was the last time you actually examined your life? Not just scrolled through Instagram comparing yourself to others, but genuinely reflected on your choices, values, and direction. In modern terms, this means pause and question everything. Are you living on autopilot? Are you chasing goals that aren't even yours? Maybe they're your parents' dreams, society's expectations, or what looks good on social media. Self-improvement starts here with honest self-examination. Set aside time weekly to ask, am I proud of how I'm living? What needs to change? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about waking up to your own life. Quote 2. Wisdom begins wonder. In our world of instant Google answers, we've lost something precious: curiosity. Socrates is telling us that wisdom doesn't start with knowing everything. It starts with being amazed by what you don't know. When's the last time you looked at something ordinary and thought, wait, how does that actually work? Children do this naturally. Adults, we pretend we've figured everything out. Want to improve yourself? Start wondering again. Be curious about people, ideas, and experiences. Ask why more often. That childlike wonder is the doorway to real growth. Quote 3. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. This one's a game changer for how we think about learning. Education isn't about memorizing facts for a test and forgetting them next week. It's about lighting a fire inside you. Passion, curiosity, drive. Think about the last time you learned something that genuinely excited you. Not because you had to, but because you wanted to. That's the flame Socrates is talking about. Modern application. Stop consuming information passively. Find what ignites you. Whether it's psychology, cooking, coding, or ancient philosophy, feed that fire. Self-improvement isn't about filling your brain. It's about lighting it up. Quote 4. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. Socrates understood something most self-help gurus miss. Nobody can change you but you. I can't teach you how to be disciplined. I can only ask questions that make you think about why you're not. This is empowering and terrifying. It means all those books, courses, and videos, yes, including this one, are useless unless you do the thinking. We give you the match, you light your own fire. So as you watch this video, don't just consume, engage, question, reflect, think critically. That's where real transformation happens. Quote 5. He who searches for knowledge does not willingly abandon the pursuit. Once you taste real knowledge, not trivia, but deep understanding, you can't stop. It's addictive in the best way. Socrates is saying, genuine learners never quit. They might pause, but they always come back. Why? Because learning becomes part of who they are. In your self-improvement journey, there will be days you don't feel motivated. That's normal. But if you've truly connected with the pursuit of knowledge and growth, you won't abandon it. You'll return. Make learning a lifestyle, not a phase. Quote 6. The mind is everything. What you think you become. 24 centuries before self-help books, Socrates nailed it. Your thoughts shape your reality. This isn't woo-woo positivity, it's practical truth. If you constantly think, I'm not good enough, you'll act that way. If you think, I can figure this out, you'll find solutions. Your internal dialogue is programming your brain. Modern neuroscience backs this up completely. Your thoughts create neural pathways. The more you think something, the more real it becomes to your brain. Want to change your life? Start with changing your self-talk. Monitor your thoughts like you monitor your bank account, because they're just as valuable. Quote 7. We do not learn, we recollect. This is one of Socrates' more philosophical ideas, but here's the modern take. Deep down, you already know more than you think you do. Learning often feels like remembering something you'd forgotten. Ever had that aha moment where something just clicks? That's what Socrates meant. Knowledge resonates with something already inside you. Practically speaking, trust your intuition more. When you're learning something new and it feels right, lean into it. You're not starting from zero. You're rediscovering wisdom that's already within you. Quote 8. I know that I do not know the answers, but I know how to question. This is the Socratic method in one sentence. Socrates became wise not by claiming to know everything, but by admitting what he didn't know and asking better questions. In today's world where everyone's an expert on social media, admitting, I don't know, is radical honesty, but it's also liberating. The path to self-improvement isn't pretending you've got it all figured out. It's asking, what don't I understand? What am I missing? How can I see this differently? The questions you ask determine the answers you find. Quote 9. No one desires evil, but only what appears good to them. This is surprisingly compassionate. Socrates believed people don't wake up choosing to be bad. They choose what seems good to them in that moment, even if it's destructive. Think about your own bad habits. You don't scroll for 3 hours because you want to waste time. You do it because in that moment, it seems like the good choice. Comfort, distraction, ease. Understanding this helps with self-improvement. Stop demonizing yourself. Instead, understand why unhealthy choices seem good in the moment. Then find genuinely better alternatives. Compassion for yourself leads to real change. Quote 10. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. Stop playing a character. Be that character for real. If you pretend to be confident, kind, or disciplined for long enough, you become it. This isn't about being fake. It's about aspirational living. Act as the person you want to become, and eventually, you won't be acting anymore. Modern psychology calls this identity-based habits. Don't say, I'm trying to write more. Say, I'm a writer, and act accordingly. Socrates knew, integrity is when who you are matches who you present to the world. Quote 11. It is not living that matters, but living rightly. Quality over quantity. For your life, you could live to 100 and waste every day, or live to 50 and make every moment count. Living rightly means living according to your values, not society's, not your family's, yours. What does rightly mean to you? Justice, kindness, creativity, courage. Self-improvement isn't about adding more years to your life. It's about adding more life to your years. Define what living rightly means, then build your days around that. Quote 12. The unexamined life is empty of purpose. This ties back to quote 1, but goes deeper. Without examination, you're not just wasting your life, you're living without purpose. Like a ship with no destination, just drifting. Purpose comes from reflection. When you examine your values, passions, and impact, purpose emerges. It's not handed to you. You discover it through introspection. Want to find your purpose? Start examining, journal, meditate, ask big questions. Your purpose is waiting in the depths of self-reflection. Quote 13. To know virtue is to do virtue. Knowledge without action is worthless. If you know something is right but don't do it, do you really know it? This is the gap most people struggle with, knowing versus doing. You know you should exercise, eat better, be kinder, but do you do it? Socrates believed genuine understanding compels action. If you truly understand why something matters, you'll do it. So if you're not taking action, maybe you need deeper understanding. Don't just learn, embody. Quote 14, knowledge is virtue, ignorance is vice. Socrates had controversial faith in knowledge. He believed if people truly understood what was good, they'd do it. Evil comes from ignorance, not malice. For self-improvement, education is moral. Choosing ignorance, refusing to learn, grow, or understand, is choosing to stay stuck in harmful patterns. Every book you don't read, every conversation you avoid, every uncomfortable truth you ignore, that's choosing ignorance. Choose knowledge. It's not just smart, it's virtuous. Quote 16, reflection is the highest form of intelligence. In our productivity-obsessed world, reflection feels like laziness. It's not. It's intelligence. Socrates spent his life reflecting, walking around Athens, thinking deeply about life's big questions. That reflection made him one of history's wisest humans. Schedule reflection time, like you schedule meetings, weekly reviews, daily journaling, long walks without headphones. Intelligence isn't about processing information faster, it's about processing it deeper. Quote 17, do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. This is the golden rule in Socratic form. Before Christianity popularized treat others as you want to be treated, Socrates was teaching it. Simple but revolutionary. Pause before you act and ask, would I want this done to me? That gossip, that passive-aggressive comment, that selfish choice. Self-improvement includes how you treat others. You can't grow into your best self while treating others poorly. Empathy is growth. Quote 18, it is better to suffer wrong than to do wrong. This might be Socrates' most radical quote. He'd rather be the victim of injustice than the perpetrator. Why? Because doing wrong damages your soul. Suffering wrong doesn't. Modern application. Protect your integrity at all costs. Someone cheats you in business, that's on them, not you. You keep your honor intact. This doesn't mean be a doormat. It means never compromise your values to get even. Revenge poisons you more than them. Choose integrity over victory every time. Quote 19, no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. This is about internal versus external. External circumstances, loss, failure, hardship don't define you. Your character does. A good person facing bankruptcy is still good. A good person betrayed is still good. External evil can't corrupt internal goodness unless you let it. Focus on what you control, your responses, your character, your choices. Everything else is just weather. Storms pass. Your goodness remains. Quote 20, courage is knowing what not to fear. Real courage isn't fearlessness, it's wisdom about fear. Knowing what deserves fear and what doesn't. Most people fear the wrong things. Judgment, failure, looking foolish. These aren't threats, they're growth opportunities. Meanwhile, we ignore real threats, wasting our lives, betraying our values, living without purpose. Cultivate courage by examining your fears. Which ones are protecting you? Which ones are limiting you? Wisdom is knowing the difference. Quote 21, moderation is the highest virtue. Balance isn't boring, it's brilliant. The ancient Greeks called it the golden mean. Not too much, not too little. In our extremist culture, work 80 hours or quiet quit, extreme diets or binge eating. Moderation seems weak. It's not. It's sustainable. Self-improvement isn't about extreme transformations. It's about balanced, consistent progress. Moderate exercise you maintain beats extreme workouts you quit. Find your sustainable middle path. Quote 22, the soul is worth more than all the wealth of the world. What's the point of gaining everything and losing yourself? Socrates prioritized soul, character, wisdom, virtue over material success. In modern terms, don't sacrifice your mental health for money. Don't compromise your values for promotion. Don't trade your peace for possessions. Invest in your soul. Meditation, reading, meaningful relationships. This investment pays dividends money. Never can. Quote 23, he who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. This is tough love about contentment. If you can't be happy now, achieving your goals won't magically fix that. The mindset of, I'll be happy when, is a trap. When I get promoted, when I find love, when I have money, it never ends because the problem isn't external, it's internal. Practice gratitude now. Find contentment now. Then pursue goals from abundance, not desperation. The destination won't fulfill you if you can't enjoy the journey. Quote 24, be as you wish to seem. Authenticity in 4 words. Don't project an image that's not you. Be that person for real. Social media has made this harder. We curate perfect lives while struggling internally. Socrates would say, close that gap. If you want to seem wise, pursue wisdom. If you want to seem kind, practice kindness. Integrity is when your private self matches your public self. That alignment creates inner peace that no amount of likes ever will. Quote 25, do not injure a wrongdoer. It makes you like him. Revenge seems sweet until you realize it corrupts you. When you harm someone who harmed you, you become what you hated. The best revenge is remaining yourself. Good, principled, unbothered. Let them live with their choices while you live with yours. Rising above doesn't mean being weak. It means being strong enough not to sink to their level. Protect your character more than you pursue payback. Quote 26, justice is doing good to friends and harm to no one. Notice, good to friends, harm to no one, not even enemies. Socrates redefined justice as universal goodwill. In practice, be loyal to your people, but don't harm your opponents. Compete fairly. Disagree respectfully. Win without destroying. True justice elevates everyone. If your success requires someone else's failure, that's not justice. That's just power. Build others up. Don't tear them down. Quote 27, no one errs willingly. Error is always born of ignorance. People mess up because they don't know better, not because they're inherently bad. This includes you. When you make mistakes, don't hate yourself. Educate yourself. What didn't you understand? What do you need to learn? Extend this grace to others too. That person who wronged you probably didn't know better. This doesn't excuse harm, but it helps you respond with wisdom rather than anger. Quote 28, it is shameful for the soul to do evil. Shame is internal, not external. It's not about what others think. It's about what you know is right. Your soul knows when you're violating your values. That discomfort, that's your conscience. Listen to it. Building character means strengthening that inner voice and following it, even when no one's watching. External reputation fades. Internal integrity lasts forever. Quote 29, temperance is the harmony of the soul with reason. Temperance means self-control, but deeper. It's about aligning your desires with your reason. Your emotions and logic working together, not fighting. You want pizza at midnight, emotion, but know you'll regret it, reason. Temperance harmonizes these. You understand the desire, but choose the wiser path. Self-improvement is training your desires to align with your goals, not suppressing wants, but training them toward what truly serves you. Quote 34, happiness depends upon ourselves. External circumstances influence happiness, but don't determine it. You do. Your perspective, your choices, your mindset. Two people face the same hardship. One grows, one breaks. The difference? Internal resources, resilience, perspective, choice. Stop waiting for life to make you happy. Take responsibility. Happiness is an inside job, and you're in charge. Quote 35, he who lives without a friend is like a city without walls. Friendship isn't optional, it's essential. It's protection, support, strength. Without it, you're vulnerable. In our independent culture, asking for help seems weak. Socrates would disagree. Friends fortify you against life's attacks. Invest in real friendships, not networking, not contacts. Friends who see your soul and protect it. That's self-care too. Quote 36, he who seeks to live rightly will live happily. Happiness isn't the goal, it's the byproduct. Live rightly, with integrity, virtue, purpose, and happiness follows. Chase happiness directly, and it runs away. Chase meaning, and happiness catches up. Focus on living according to your values. Happiness will surprise you as a side effect of a life well lived. Quote 37, envy is the ulcer of the soul. Envy doesn't hurt the person you envy. It eats you alive from the inside. It's acid you drink hoping someone else feels pain. Social media amplifies envy. Everyone's highlight reel versus your behind the scenes. It's poison. Cure envy with gratitude and focus. Appreciate your path. Focus on your growth. Their success doesn't diminish yours unless you let it. Quote 38, freedom of the mind leads to the freedom of life. Mental freedom precedes every other freedom. If your mind is imprisoned by limiting beliefs, past trauma, or negative patterns, external freedom means nothing. Free your mind first. Challenge beliefs. Heal wounds. Break mental chains. Then physical freedom becomes possible. Self-improvement is liberation work. You're freeing yourself from who you were told to be so you can become who you actually are. Quote 39, be true to yourself. Simple words, profound challenge. Being true to yourself when it disappoints others, costs opportunities, or stands alone. That's courage. Society pressures conformity. Family has expectations. Culture has norms. Being true to yourself means honoring your authentic self, despite all that. Know yourself deeply, then live that truth boldly. That's the ultimate self-improvement goal. Quote 40, pleasure is not the measure of a good life. Pleasure is fleeting, meaning lasts. You can have an extremely pleasurable life that's ultimately empty. This doesn't mean avoid pleasure. Enjoy it, but don't make it your North Star. Meaning, purpose, growth. These create lasting fulfillment. Pleasure is dessert. Purpose is the meal. Enjoy dessert, but don't try to survive on it. Quote 41, joy comes from knowledge, not possessions. Things provide temporary happiness. Knowledge provides lasting joy. Why? Because knowledge becomes part of you. Possessions stay external. Learn something deeply. Philosophy, art, science, anything. And it enriches you forever. That Lamborghini, it's just metal until you're bored with it. Invest in knowledge. It's the only possession that grows more valuable with time. Quote 42, temperance and self-control are essential for happiness. You can't be happy while being controlled by every impulse. True freedom requires self-discipline. Sounds contradictory, but it's not. Self-control frees you from being a slave to cravings, emotions, and impulses. The person with no self-control is controlled by everything. The person with self-control is controlled by nothing. Which sounds more free? Quote 43, be slow to fall into friendship, but when thou art in, continue firm and constant. Quality over quantity. Don't friend everyone. Be selective. But once you commit, be all in. Modern culture treats relationships as disposable. Socrates says, choose carefully, then be loyal, fiercely. Real friendship requires vetting and commitment. Be discerning at the entrance, unwavering after. Quote 44, true friends aid each other in becoming better. If your friends don't challenge you to grow, they're not true friends. They're just company. Real friends call you higher. They see your potential and push you toward it. They celebrate your growth, not your stagnation. Evaluate your friendships. Are you becoming better? Are they? If not, something needs to change. Quote 45, love is the desire for the perpetual possession of the good. Love isn't just emotion. It's desiring goodness continuously, both in yourself and the one you love. Shallow love wants possession. Deep love wants mutual goodness. It wants the beloved to flourish, to be good, to grow. Love that makes both people better is real. Love that keeps people stagnant is counterfeit. Quote 46, the friend who advises rightly is the greatest gift. Yes, men aren't friends. Real friends tell you hard truths because they care about your well-being more than your temporary comfort. The friend who tells you that relationship is toxic, that job is killing you, that habit is destructive, treasure them. Seek friends who tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's love. Quote 47, friendship is grounded in mutual goodwill and virtue. Friendship isn't just enjoying each other's company, it's mutual commitment to each other's good. Without virtue, friendship becomes toxic enabling. Without goodwill, it becomes using each other. Build friendships on character, shared values, mutual growth. Everything else is just acquaintance. Quote 48, the highest form of love is the love of the soul. Physical attraction fades. Personality can irritate. But soul love, loving someone's essence, their character, who they truly are, that's eternal. Modern dating focuses on surface. Socrates says, go deeper. Connect with souls. Love someone's courage, integrity, kindness, wisdom. That's the love that lasts. Quote 51, the strongest man is he who controls himself. Physical strength is nothing compared to self-mastery. Anyone can lift weights. Few can master their impulses, emotions, and habits. Real strength is saying no when your body screams yes. It's staying calm when provoked. It's choosing long-term over short-term, consistently. Build this strength. It's the only kind that truly matters. Quote 52, fortune cannot corrupt the virtuous soul. Money, power, fame, these test character, but they can't corrupt someone with true virtue. The virtuous person stays virtuous whether broke or rich. External success reveals character. It doesn't create it. If money makes you arrogant, that arrogance was always there. Build virtue that withstands fortune. Let success reveal your goodness, not your greed. And there you have it, 53 pieces of ancient wisdom that are somehow more relevant today than ever. Socrates didn't have smartphones, social media, or modern self-help books, but he understood human nature at its core. And human nature hasn't changed much in 2,400 years. The beautiful thing about Socratic wisdom is it doesn't give you easy answers. It makes you think. And thinking, really thinking, is where all real growth begins. So here's my challenge. Pick one quote that resonated with you and spend the next week living it. Not just thinking about it, but embodying it. See what changes. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Seriously, the fact that you spent nearly 30 minutes diving into ancient philosophy for your self-improvement journey says everything about your character. You're not looking for quick fixes. You're seeking genuine wisdom. That's rare, and that's beautiful. You're exactly the kind of person Socrates would have loved having a conversation with. Keep questioning, keep growing, keep becoming. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep growing, keep questioning, and remember, the unexamined life is not worth living. This is the Growth Hook, signing off.